Aditya.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let's start the discussion. Now we are in a little bit of advanced stage of statistics. So in our last session, we have talked about various measures of descriptive statistics. We learned mean, median, mode. We have learned coefficient of variation. We have learned how to check the skewness, how to divide the distribution in certain number of standard normal variate. We also learned about covariance and correlation, right? Correct? So these are the things which we have already covered. So now we are into probability. So in the chapter of probability, we will learn about the experiments, counting rules, the assigning probabilities, events and their probabilities, some basic relationship of probability, conditional probability and Bayes theorem. Okay? So before I start, I would like to know what is your opinion about uh, a probability. What do you mean by probability? From your experience, you tell me. What do you mean by probability? Probability
Sir,
का
how
मतलब क्या है?
likely an event has to occur?
Event. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what do you consider as event? Good answer. Who was that?
Prachi, sir.
Yes, Prachi.
Sir, suppose if somebody is going to come to my house, so but we are not sure. So we like probability, or suppose it is going to rain. So we can predict if it will rain or not. I'm not telling in numerical aspect. I'm just telling like that.
Okay. So event may be any.
Sir, suppose we toss a coin, so the probability of getting ahead will be 1:2. So like that.
Okay. Very good. So जो ये event है, how do you consider an event? Means ये थोड़ा philosophical question है. So what should you consider as an event? Don't you think that every moment is an event?
Yes, sir.
हाँ? ये
Yes, sir.
हाँ तो कैसे फिर मतलब हम इसको करें कि इवेंट तो हर एक मोमेंट ही इवेंट है और ये इवेंट करवाता कौन है सबसे बड़ा सवाल हु क्रिएट्स द इवेंट्स यू
So तो क्वेश्चन के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है ना.
no I am asking say you are as you are saying that event is something which we try to predict, right? The
Yes, sir.
probability of occurrence and probability of non-occurrence of a particular event. Correct. That is what you are saying, right? So
Yes, sir.
chances of occurring an event and chances of non-occurring of an event, right? That is what is your probability is all about, right?
Yes, sir.
So my question is, who creates the events?
सर वो तो नहीं पता. I just know the types of events, जैसे mutually exclusive and all.
हाँ तो थोड़ा इसमें सोचिएगा. हाँ ये क्वेश्चन
Yes,
सबके
sir.
लिए है. इवेंट कौन कराता है? Do you think that if you are doing something, if you are creating an event, say you are mm, uh, say you are you know uh, playing chess, so one of your move is an event, right? Correct. So like rook to bishop, opponent's bishop, so that is a move, right? So this event, do you think this event is created by you or created by your opponent or created by the God? Who is the responsible of that event? और कोई बोल सकता है इस पे कोई कमेंट किसी का? This is a very philosophical question. Students,
So any event can happen
who
naturally.
is speaking?
Say Isha.
Ha, Isha, very good. So this is a natural phenomenon. Very good. Event is a natural phenomenon. We don't go further. हाँ? वो nature कौन क्या करता है, कैसे होता है, वो सब हम we leave it on God. हाँ? But it is a natural phenomenon. So any natural phenomena which has some chance of occurrence, or is there any probability of sunrise tomorrow?
So 1/2.
1/2
So
for
either
sunrise.
or it not.
मतलब नहीं भी हो सकता है क्या कल sunrise?
So अगर clouds
अच्छा चलिए आज what is the probability of sunset? ऐसे cloud है तो sun तो ना rise नहीं हुआ है. अच्छा what is the probability of of your getting you become hungry after 6 hours if you don't eat food now? What is the probability?
one.
One. Okay. And what is the probability of say sunset for today?
1.
1. तो इन सब में हमारा प्रोबेबिलिटी है कुछ और चांस है कुछ नॉन ऑकरेंस का? Is there any chance of non occurrence?
No sir.
No, sir.
हाँ तो सारे नेचुरल फिनोमेना जो है वो it does not come under the purview of chance, right? So there are some natural phenomena which has some chance of occurrence and non-occurrence. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? It is not for all natural phenomena, right? Like earthquake. What is the probability of getting an earthquake in 2021? If I ask you this. So there is a chance associated with this natural event. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes.
Right. So obviously, so you have to understand the events which are natural in nature and is having some chance of occurrence or non-occurrence, we consider probability associate with that event, right? So that is the fundamental of uncertainty. So I am not, I never see this as any business problem. I always see this as a natural phenomena, right? So when I am saying that managers often base their decisions on an analysis of uncertainties such as chance, what chances of the sales will decrease or increase, say likelihood a new assembly method will increase the productivity, or what are the odds that a new investment will be profitable, right? So these are something business decision making, business phenomenon, where we trying to assess the uncertainty through probability. Is it clear? I want to hear from you, students. So probability is a measure of uncertainty, yes or no? Students, please respond. If you don't understand, please speak up. Students, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So please pay attention here, because this is the starting point of your new dimension of this particular subject. So you have to have very much cautious about these fundamentals which we are discussing right now. So when we are talking about any particular business problem or any natural phenomenon, business problem is also a natural phenomenon, yes or no? Because in the market, so we have a perfect competition, right? Like in nature, everyone is playing their role. Everyone is playing its own role to survive in the nature, yes or no? Similarly, in business also, we have participation of multiple stakeholders. They are playing their roles, right? So in that sort of perfect competition in the market, right, we always try to judge or assess some of the uncertainties. Uncertainties may be related to sales, may be related to productivity, may be related to revenue generation, may be related to attrition. It may be anything. Correct. So this is what we do. We calculate the chances or the uncertainties of any particular dimension of the business and take the necessary measures around that. See, on the basis of that, we will take the necessary measures. If I am seeing that my sales, the chances of my of my sales is going down in next month, so what I will do, what necessary measure that I can take? Tell me, students. If I can calculate the number, the percentage or the chance in terms of probability that my sales figures will go down in next month, what are the countermeasures that I can take? Students, please respond.
Provide some discount.
What?
Sir, sale discount. Provide some discount.
Even very good one answer. So what we can do, we can provide some discount to attain certain sales, right? But, or obviously what we can do, we can decrease our production rate, yes or no? We can reduce our inventory. Answer me, students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is what we can do as a necessary measure, right? So this is very obvious that whenever we try to deal with any business problem or any business scenario, we try to predict or we try to observe that what would be the possible outcome after a certain period of time. So this is a function of time, right? Probability is always encompasses the function of time, right? So for the future, okay, it is used for the future, correct? So this is very much obvious. From your past data, you can do some statistics. From your past data, you can do some descriptive statistics. On the basis of your past data, you can calculate the probability for the future of occurring or non-occurring of some event. Are you getting my point? So now we are moving from past to future. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So probability is a numerical measure of the likelihood that an event will occur. Probability values are always assigned on a scale from 0 to 1. This is very obvious. It is also sometimes given in the form of percentage. Okay. So a probability near 0 indicates an event is quite unlikely to occur. If it is 0.01, then it is likely to occur or unlikely to occur?
Unlikely.
Unlikely to occur. If it is 0.9, then
Likely.
likely to occur. A probability near 1 indicates an event is almost certain, right? So if I am saying the probability as a numerical measure of a likelihood of occurrence, right? So we always check that what is the increasing likelihood of occurrence of any particular event, right? So the event is very unlikely to occur when it close to 0. If it is 5, the occurrence of the event is just as likely as it's unlikely, like tossing a coin. Tossing a coin is the probability of coming head or tail is probability of how much? How much, students?
1/2.
Means 0.5.
0.5.
0 to 1 की स्केल पे बोलिए ना, 1/2 क्यों बोल रहे हैं? ठीक है, 0 to 1 के स्केल पे बोलिए, फिर if it would better, it would be better to describe the probability. So there is a convention of describing the probability, as I said. So we do it from 0 to 1 scale, right? So the statistical experiments that we can do in statistics, the notion of an experiment differs somewhat from that an experiment in the physical science. In statistical experiment, probability determines the outcome. Even though the experiment is repeated in exactly the same way, and entirely different outcomes may occur. For example, for this reason, statistical experiments are sometimes called random experiment. Okay. So in statistics, so when we try to generate some data to do some experiment, so we take it in a random way, right? So we always say, because in statistical experiments, it is not like a फिजिकल एक्सपेरिमेंट. फिजिकल एक्सपेरिमेंट मतलब आप अगर बोलेंगे कि मान लीजिए H2SO4 को अगर सर्टेन डिग्री में बर्न करे तो सल्फाइड अलग हो जाता है, राइट, विद येलो गैस. It will always go like that in a science experiment. Yes or no? Tell me. But in case of statistical experiment, right, experiment like tossing a coin, rotating a roulette's wheel, right, drawing cards from a deck, right, these are the things which are completely random in nature. Completely random in nature. So we call it a random experiment. We have no clue in the beginning that what would be the outcome. Gambling is one of the biggest statistical experiment that we have in our daily life. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Playing Dream Team. ने क्या नाम है? Dream 11 ना? IPL का क्या होता है वो?
Match
Yes, sir. Dream 11.
Dream 11. That is a statistical experiment. Right? We are not sure about the outcome. We don't know how MS Dhoni will score in a particular match. Right? This is on the basis of pure hunch. This is completely random.
So then what about match fixing? It is also a statistical experiment.
No, not match fixing is not a statistical experiment. That is a physical and means it is not at all random. So that is what it is a crime when you are not randomizing the thing, when you are creating a bias on a particular experiment, it is a crime. Are you getting my point? So if I am asking you to fetch any card, any card from a deck of 53 playing cards, are you aware of playing cards?
Yes, sir.
So if I am asking you to draw any card out of a deck which is having 53 cards, and if I put all you will you have to pay me if I can tell you that what card you have drawn. Okay, if that is a game, say, and if all the 53 cards are, say, a jack of diamond or a jack of heart, all 53 jack of heart I have in a deck. That is a fixing, right? So we are creating non-randomization in the experiment. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that is not a statistical experiment. But when we have a complete randomization in the data, and on the basis of that we try to predict something, that is what we call statistical experiment or random experiment. Is it clear? This is very interesting. I am telling you. Means when we will complete this chapter and the next chapter, means you will see the things in a very different way. Huh? So an experiment is any process that generates well-defined outcomes. The sample space of an experiment is a set of all experimental outcomes. The experimental outcome is also a sample point. Okay. So this is what we do. So in an experiment, we always try to generate a well-defined outcomes, but the sample space, whereas for an experiment, is the set of all experimental outcomes. An experimental outcome is also called a sample point. So these three terms you have to remember: experiment, the sample space, experiment and random experiment. What do you mean by experiment and random experiment? Sample space and sample point, right? So like experiment, toss of a coin, head and tail, completely random, yes or no? Experimental outcomes either head or tail. It will not be always tail or it will not be always head, yes or no? Tell me, students, please speak.
Yes, sir.
So the inspection of a part, डिफेक्टिव और नॉन डिफेक्टिव, कोई एक पार्ट को आप इंस्पेक्ट कर रहे हो, एक्सपेरिमेंट है, करेक्ट? से मे बी a part of your bike, maybe, right? You are trying to inspect that whether it is working or not. So the outcomes would be completely random, either defective or non-defective. Conduct a sales call. बैंक से आपको फोन आता है, HDFC बैंक से, ICICI बैंक से, would you like to take some credit card from our bank? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So once it comes, either that person is selling gets the purchase or do not get the purchase, right? Similarly, roll a die. So it may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all possible 6 outcomes. Like playing a football game, win or loss or tie, 3 outcomes. Okay. So now, to give you an example of how the experiment and sample space is described. So say Bradley has invested in 2 stocks, Markley Oil and Collins Mining, an oil company, and another is also an oil company which is called Collins Mining, right? So Bradley has determined that the possible outcomes of the investments 3 months from now are as follows. Investment gain or loss in 3 months. Investment gain or loss in 3 months for Markley Oil and Collins Mining. Right? So it may be, it is in $100,000. So Markley Oil may be 10, 5, 0, minus 20, whereas Collins Mining will be 8 and minus 2. Right? So this is what we always tell. This is my sample space, what we are dealing with. Right? So a counting rule for multiple step experiments. If an experiment consists of a sequence of k steps in which there are n1 possible results for the first step, n2 possible results for the second step, and so on and so forth, then the total number of experimental outcome is given by n1, n2 up to nk. Right? So we create a tree diagram. This is also called a decision tree. Right? So a graphical representation of multiple step experiment is a tree diagram, which is also called as decision tree diagram. Right? So similarly, so Bradley Investments example, so it can be viewed as 2-step experiment, right? So it involves 2 stocks, each with a set of experimental outcomes. So Markley Oil has 2 outcomes. N1 equals to 4. Kitna outcome tha? How many outcomes are there for 3 months? How many outcomes are there?
10.
4 outcomes. And for Collins Mining?
3.
2. So total number of experimental outcome kitna niklega?
8.
It is N1 into N2. Okay. So this is what N is your sample point, right? Right. So N1 and N2. So there are 2 sample points which has an experimental outcome of 8. Is it clear? If it is N3, then N3 also need to be multiplied. If it is N4, then N1, N2, N3, N4 has to be multiplied each other. Correct? Is it clear to everyone? Students?
Yes.
So now just try to understand the tree. Right. So what I have said, a gain of 10, Markley Oil, stage 1. So there are 4 numbers in it. 10, 5, 0, minus 20. याद रहेगा ये? How many? 4. What are the numbers?
10, 5, 0, minus 20.
10 is gain or loss.
Gain.
5 is
Gain.
0 is
Neither gain nor loss.
even, right?
Neither.
And minus 20?
Loss.
Okay. Now in stage 1, Bradley made the investment on Markley Oil. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So we have a gain of 10. If we have a gain of 10, we can also have a gain of 5. Correct? And we can have a even also. We can have a even also.
Yes, sir.
And we can have loss of 20 as well. Right? So if we see in stage 2, when we have Collins mining, what are the values we have? 8 and minus 2. 8 and
Minus 2.
so 8 is gain or loss,
Gain.
and minus 2 is
Loss.
so you see after stage 1 from gain 10 we can have gain of 8 or loss of 2. From gain 5 we can have gain 8 and loss of 2. If I have even, we can have gain 8 or loss of 2. Correct? Similarly, we can have, when we have loss of 20, we can have gain 8 and loss of 2. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
So the experimental outcome would be, if I have 10 gain in Markley Oil and 8 gain in Collins Mining, it would be 10, 8. That means $18,000 of gain, yes or no? Students, please concentrate. I need your complete attention here. If I have 10 gain in Markley Oil and 8 gain in Collins Mining, how much gain I will get? Bradley
18,000.
gain 18,000. If I have 10 gain and 2 loss, that means
8,000.
$8,000. If I have 5 gain and 8 gain, it means
13,000.
13,000. Similarly, 5 gain, 2 loss,
3,000.
3,000. For in case of even, 0 and gain of 8, that means
8,000.
if I have 0 and
Minus 2.
minus 2, loss of,
2,000.
this is negative,
Yes, sir.
this would be loss, so it will be negative 2,000.
Yes, sir.
If I have a loss of 20,000 and gain of 8,000, that means loss of,
12,000.
similarly, loss of 20,000 and loss of minus 2,000.
22,000.
हाँ, तो इसमें सबसे बेस्ट कौन सा है और सबसे वर्स्ट कौन सा आउटकम हो सकता है तुम्हारा ब्रैडली के लिए? What is the best outcome for the Bradley and what is the worst outcome for the Bradley investment?
Gain and gain it will be the best option.
Tell me please, what is the best outcome for the Bradley investment and what is the worst outcome? हाँ बोलिए बोलिए.
Gain of 10 and gain of 8 is the best outcome, and the worst outcome is loss of 20 and loss of
Loss of 22,000, right?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो अभी हम आते हैं कि क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि ब्रैडली इन्वेस्टमेंट को, आपको ये स्ट्रक्चर समझ में आया ना? हाउ द इवेंट्स एंड आउटकम्स is associated with each other. Or this is something, combined outcome. This is not a singular outcome. Multiple sample points. Is it clear? Multiple sample point or sample space. Is it clear? This is how we represent. अब हम आएंगे कि क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी या पॉसिबिलिटी है कि ब्रैडली इन्वेस्टमेंट गेट्स द गेन ऑफ 18,000 एंड व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी और पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ फॉर ब्रैडली इन्वेस्टमेंट टू लूज $22,000. ऐसा होता है कि नहीं होता है स्टॉक में?
Yes, sir.
3 महीने में 18,000 रुपए कमाएंगे या 22,000 रुपए गवाएंगे? That we have to figure out. Yes or no? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So now, when we have this multiple sample points, so number of combination of n objects taken n at a time. So that means we have to take the NCN. You remember this? You remember this formula which we have learnt in our school days?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is a formula of your combination, right?
Yes, sir.
So second useful counting rule enabled us to count the number of experimental outcome when n objects are to be selected from a set of n objects, right? So it would be always factorial of n divided by factorial small n multiplied by factorial of n minus n, capital N minus small n. That would be the total number of outcomes. So in case of, this is in case of combinations. In case of permutations, it is very much similar. Factorial n divided by factorial capital N minus small n, right? So the basic requirements for assigning the probabilities, the probability assigned to each experimental outcome must be between 0 to 1 inclusively. So it will lie between 0 to 1 as I have said, where EI is the ith experimental outcome and PEI is its probability. Now, when we are associating these sample points, the basic requirements for an assigning probability, the sum of the probability for an experimental outcome must be equals to 1, where n is the number of experimental outcome, small n, right? Now, how to assign the probability? So, in my previous example, we have not associated the probabilities here. हमें पता नहीं है कि कौन सा आउटकम कितना प्रोबेबिलिटी में ब्रैडली को है. Correct. Bradley will extract what kind of experimental outcome at what probability. We have not associated any probability out here. Is it clear to everyone? This is just a combination of outcomes. Yes or no? Tell me. In some cases, you may need to create this association through permutation. In some cases, correct? So we will try to see how the probability is getting assigned. The classical method, assigning probabilities based on the assumptions of equally likely outcomes. Relative frequency method is something where assigning probabilities based on experimentation or historical data. and subjective method is assigning probabilities based on judgment. अब मैं मान लूं ये जो फिगर था मेरे पास, ये जो डायग्राम था, इसको मैं जजमेंट के बेस पे भी मैं प्रोबेबिलिटी असाइन कर सकता हूं. Yes or no? Tell me. If I go to what is the name of that guy, share trading guy?
Harshad Mehta.
No, not Harshad Mehta. Harshad Mehta is a criminal. Warren Buffett, right? If I go to him, have you heard of him?
Yes, sir.
So if you go to him and ask what is the probability or possibility of gaining the experimental outcome of $18,000 for Bradley investment, that person can give you a number from 0 to 1. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Because that person is having certain experience, means he has experienced certain number of data which has moved in the past, right? Even n number of what we say factors, economic factors, independent, dependent variables related to this stock, particular stock, right? So he or she can give you that kind of a judgment. So that is one of the way of assigning probabilities. The other way is relative frequency method. Relative frequency method क्या है? Relative frequency आपने किया था students? Students, tell me, have you calculated relative frequency anywhere? आप लोगों ने रिलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी कैलकुलेट किया था कहीं? आंसर नहीं. हाँ तो हाँ या ना में आंसर दीजिए ना, मुझे इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है? आपने निकाला था ना रिलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So from the relative frequency, if you remember in your assignment, your relative frequency was coming out in a form of probability, because if you add all the relative frequency, what you are used to get?
The total frequency.
That was 1. That was 1, yes or no? Sum of all of your relative frequency is what?
1.
1.
So that means that your relative frequency is a probability in a scale of 0 to 1, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So through relative frequency method, you can assign the probability in that particular decision tree, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, in classical method, assigning probability based on assumptions of equally likely outcomes. Right? That means taking 50-50 in all the nodes. Means 0.5, 0.5 at each node. You got my point? So if I have 0.5, 0.5 at each node, that means what? How this decision tree will look like?
So instead of 2 branches,
It will be 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, yes or no? Are you getting my point, students? Please try to appreciate. Equal likely outcomes में divide करना है, yes or no?
Yes.
और इसको हमें 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, right? तो
Yes.
इसका आउटकम क्या होगा? 0.5 into 0.25, 0.5 into 0.25. So the possible outcome of $12,000 will be, loss of $12,000 will be 0.5 multiplied by 0.25. Yes or no?
Yes.
Loss of 22,000 would be 0.5 multiplied by 0.25. Yes or no?
Yes.
Similarly, gain of 8,000, probability will be 0.25 multiplied by
0.5 into 0.
0.5. Yeah, you understand now, I believe, what I
Yes.
am trying to say.
Explain it once more.
So the classical method is assigning probability based on the assumption of equal likely outcomes. So equal likely outcomes क्या हो सकता है?
So 0.5 and 0.5.
0.5 and 0.5. So if I have 4 outcomes, that means how could you equate it? It would be
0.5 into 4.
0.5 into 4 or 0.25 into 4.
So why 0.25?
Because 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25 सबको जोड़ोगे तो 1 होता है.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, 0.25 into 4.
होता है ना. तो
हाँ.
अगर मुझे मार्कली ऑयल को डिवाइड करना है प्रोबेबिलिटीज में, तो इट वुड बी 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25 because we have 4 outcomes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What would be the probability of gaining 10? 0.25. What would be the probability of gaining 5 is 0.25. What will be the probability of gaining even? 0.25. What will be the probability of losing 20? 0.25. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
And if you go to the stage 2, the next phase, if you combine in the second sample, that means we have 2 possible outcomes. Yes,
Yes.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Gain of 8, lose of 2.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if I have to assign the probability of 1 in equal likely or unlikely,
Yes, sir. 0.5.
0.5. So the gain of 18,000 will be the 0.25 multiplied by
0.5.
Gain of 8,000 would be
0.25 into 0.5.
probability. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
This is what we call it as classical method. Relative frequency method we understood, subjective method we understood. Yes or no? Tell me, students. Students, please answer me. Speak to me. If you and you have to answer it. ठीक है? चलिए. So example, classical method, rolling a die, as I have said. क्या possible outcomes हो सकता है?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
तो 6 आउटकम्स हो सकते हैं. तो एक को हम 6 से डिवाइड कर देंगे. Yes or no?
1 by 6. Yes.
Equally divide करेंगे. So it would be
Yes.
1 by 6. Correct? So relative frequency method. Let's take an example of relative frequency method. So Lucas tool rental. So Lucas tool rental would like to assign probabilities to a number, to the number of car polisher it rents each day. So office record shows the following frequency of daily rentals for the last 40 days. Okay. So the number of polishers rented, in 4 days it is 0, for 6 days it is 1, for 18 days it is 2, for 10 days it is 3, and for 2 days it is 4. चार दिन हमें कोई ऐसा हुआ कि कोई पॉलिशर रेंट नहीं किया. 6 दिन ऐसा हुआ कि एक पॉलिशर रेंट किया. 18 डेज ऐसा हुआ कि 2 पॉलिशर, 10 डेज 3 और 2 दिन हुआ 4. Is it clear? अभी हम देखेंगे कि क्या क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है। जीरो रेंट का क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि जीरो नंबर आए मेरे लिए? आपके पास जीरो कस्टमर आए, इसका क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है? स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज आंसर मी।
0.1.
How you are calculating it? By?
4 by total number of days.
तो ये क्या है? ये हमारा रिलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी है ना।
Yes.
ओपन योर असाइनमेंट। असाइनमेंट में क्या किए थे आपने? यही कैलकुलेट किए थे ना। टोटल नंबर ऑफ सैंपल्स डिवाइडेड बाय द वैल्यू ऑफ द सैंपल। यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
So it would be 0.1. So for 1 it would be 6 by
6 by 40.
6 by 40, it would be 0.15. It would, for how many two customers, the probability would be 0.45. 3 0.25, 4 0.05. तो देखिए 4 कस्टमर मिलना मुझे सबसे कम प्रोबेबिलिटी है। दो कस्टमर मिलना सबसे ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी है। यस और नो?
Yes.
दो तो आएंगे ही आएंगे। तो इसके बेसिस पे मैं आपका अरेंजमेंट तैयार नहीं रखूंगा। दैट इज द करेक्टिव मेजर्स दैट वी टेक। ठीक है, अच्छा चलो अभी सब्जेक्टिव मेथड। सो व्हेन एन इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस or a company circumstance changes rapidly, it might be inappropriate to assign probabilities based on solely on historical data. तो रैपिडली अगर कुछ चेंज होता है कोई कंपनी का, it will not be a good option to believe on the historical data. So for an example, कोई एग्जांपल दे सकता है मुझे ऐसा? Any example? Recent example? Any recent example for any company?
सर जूम का स्टॉक,
किसका स्टॉक?
ये जूम कंपनी, द कंपनी, दिस कंपनी।
Means Zoom US incorporation.
Yes, sir. Actually, before during the pandemic, sir, the stock prices went very high.
Yes. So it becomes suddenly abrupt jump in the stock price of this particular company, right?
Yes, sir. Zoom company.
So similarly, if you remember a few days back in Indian national budget, it was declared that there will be a huge foreign direct investment on our insurance sector, if you remember. So now it is very difficult to assign any probability on any financial aspect or any financial variable of life insurance corporation. Yes or no?
Yes.
We have to go to the experts to understand how this situation will impact this particular organization. Yes or no? If we go by the historical data, we will not be having any clue. Yes or no? Because life insurance corporation data He's a huge data and has the monopoly in the market once upon a time. So our historical facts will give you a wrong direction. Yes or no? You understand my point, students?
Yes, sir.
So the best probability estimation often are obtained by combining the estimates from the classical or relative frequency approach with the subjective estimate. इन तीनों को कंबाइन करके ही हमको करना चाहिए वैसे तो, ठीक है? So in case of subjective method, say Bradley investment, so an analyst made the following probability estimate. जैसे मैंने वॉरेन बफेट का बात किया ना मैंने,
Yes, sir.
उसके पास गया ये स्टॉक को लेके, तो वो बोलेगा भाई 0.2% प्रोबेबिलिटी है और 0.2 आपका प्रोबेबिलिटी है 18,000 गेन का, whereas 26 प्रोबेबिलिटी है आपका 3,000 गेन।
3,000 gain.
ठीक है, इस हिसाब से यू कैन मेक योर इन्वेस्टमेंट। करेक्ट, दिस इज ओनली बेसिस ऑफ हिज एक्सपीरियंस, दिस एनालिस्ट का जो एक्सपीरियंस है। हम शेयर करने जाते हैं जब, खरीदने जाते हैं जब, ठीक है, हम यही सब्जेक्टिव मेथड यूज करते हैं और हम बर्बाद होते हैं। हाँ, कभी कभी अमीर भी होते हैं, है ना? ये सर नो, हम बोल दिया कि भाई 3,000 गेन है, सबसे ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी है इसका, और ये बन जाए मेरा, बिकॉज दिस प्रोबेबिलिटी इज नॉट कमिंग फ्रॉम योर डेटा। प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, दिस प्रोबेबिलिटी इज गिवन बाय अ पर्सन। Yes or no? If that
Yes, sir.
person becomes wrong or anything happens during a period of 3 months, this entire hunch will go in toss. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it's better to combine all three, classical method, relative frequency method as well as subjective method. याद रहेगा ये चीज?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will talk about the events. An event is a collection of sample points, as I have said. So the probability of any event is equal to the sum of the probabilities of the sample points in the event. So if we can identify all the sample points of an experiment and assign probability to each, we can compute the probability of an event, yes or no? If we can identify the sample points of an experiment and assign probability to each, we can compute the probability of an event, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
तो जैसे मैंने ये पूरा ट्री डिस्कस किया, उस पे मैंने प्रोबेबिलिटी असाइन कर दिया। स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज कंसंट्रेट। We have created the tree of Bradley
Yes.
investment. We have assigned the probability on it.
Yes.
So we can compute the probability of the event also.
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
whole
sir.
event is called the Bradley's investment. The whole event is called
The Bradley's investment.
Bradley's investment. ठीक है, तो Bradley's investment is your event. So Markley Oil is profitable PM. So it is something 10, 8, 10 minus 2, 5, 8 and 5 minus 2. ठीक है, so what would be my probability? So it would be on the basis of your subjective. So it would be 10, 8, 10 minus 2, probability of 10, probability of 8, probability of 10, probability of minus 2, probability of 5, probability of 8, probability of 5, probability of minus 2. So this will become 0.2, 0.08, 0.1, 0.16 and 0.26. Altogether it will be 0.7. ठीक है, ठीक है.
Yes.
For Collins mining profitability, it would be 10, 8, 5, 8, 0, 8 minus 2, 8. So the probability would be 10, 8, P of 5, 8, P of 0, 8, P of minus 28 would be 0.2, 0.16, 0.10, 0.0.2, 0.02. ये सब कहां से आ रहा है मेरा? ये सब कहां से आ रहा है मेरा?
Subjective method.
सब्जेक्टिव मेथड से. अब ये मत सोचने बैठना ये 0.2 कहां से आया, 0.08 कहां से आया, 0.16 कहां से. ये वॉरेन बफेट ने बताया. किसने बताया? किसने बताया?
वॉरेन बफेट.
वॉरेन बफेट ने बताया. ठीक है, एनालिस्ट ने बताया है. Okay, so the same, some basic relationship of probability. There are some basic probability relationship that can be used to compute the probability of an event without knowledge of all the sample point conditional probabilities actually. So the complement of an event, union of two events, intersection of two events, and mutual exclusive events, right? So if it is a Venn diagram, so you see the complement of an event A is defined to be the event consisting of all sample points that are not in A. So the complement of A is denoted by AC. So if I have the sample space yes S, this is my sample space, right? So we have a particular event here. We can also have a complement event here, just out of the event, right? So we express it in this way. In case of union of two events, so we have an event A, we have an event B. The union of event is something which is a sort of a finding the common set area of both the events. Yes or no? So if we are asking for the union of event A and B, which is the event containing all the sample points that are in A or B or both. Correct. So the union of events A and B is denoted by A union B. This is my sample space. So you remember this. So if we have an event of Markley oil profitable and event C is your Collins mining profitable. So we have two events of the sample space of Bradley investment. If we have two events, a Markley oil profitable, Bradley's investment and Bradley's investment, Collins mining profitable. If we have two events, हमारा event क्या क्या है यहाँ पे? Markley's oil profitable in Bradley's investment and Collins mining profitable under Bradley's investment, right? So if I am trying to create the union between Markley oil profitable or Collins mining profitable or both, that means aim of union C, we will try to find out that what are the elements which are either under Markley or Collins or both. We are trying to find out that. So it would be 10, 8. For Markley, it is 10, 8, 10 minus 2, 5, 8, 5 minus 2, 0, 8 minus 28. Right? So it would be 10, 8, 10 minus 2, 5, 8, 5 minus 2, 0, 8 minus 28. Right? We have the probabilities associated with it in a subjective method. So the total probability would be 0.82. 0.82. So if we go by the graph, so what are the things which we are picking up? What are the things which we are picking up from here to do the union? 10, 8, 10 minus 2. 10, 8 and 10 minus 2. Point it out. 10, 8, 10 minus 2. Right? Then what we are trying to pick up? 5, 8, 5 minus 2.
Minus 2.
5, 8, 5 minus 2. Then what we are trying to pick up? 0, 8 minus 28. 0, 8, 0, 8 minus 28. Minus 28. So you see, from minus 28, right? 0 to 2, 0 to 8, 5 and minus 2, 5 and 8, 10 minus 2, 10, 8 are the elements which are either in M or in C or in both. When we are doing the union. So the associated probabilities we have to just sum up, and that would be 0.82. So that would be the result of P of MUC. So the intersection of two events, the intersection is identified as the intersection of events A and B is the set of all sample points that are in both A and B. So the intersection of events A and B is denoted as A intersection B. So the intersection sign is just opposite of, just inverse of the union sign. Is it clear? Just inverse of the,
Union. A union.
So the Markley oil profitable and Collins minor, you see the rest of the two elements which we left last time, 10, 8 and 5, 8. You see this? That is my intersection. Yes or no? So P is your 10, 8. So probability of 10 and 8 we are taking, and probability of 5 and 8. That would be 0.2 and 0.16. That would be 0.36. Correct? That is how we calculate the intersection of two events. Now the additive law, or the addition law, provides a way to compute the probability or event A or B or both A and B occurring. So the probability A union B is equals to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Probability of A intersection B. That is my additive law is all about. So you have to be very clear that you have to subtract the intersection from the probability of M and the probability of C, and we will get the union 0.82. This is the other way of calculating. This is the other way of calculating your union. We also calculated the union in this way. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is the other way of calculating your union with an addition law or the additive law. Now the mutually exclusive events. So two events are said to be mutually exclusive if the events have no sample points in common. So two events are mutually exclusive if when one event occurs, the other cannot occur. Right? So if the events A and B are mutually exclusive, so we always say probability of A intersection B is equals to 0. In addition law, we are mutually exclusive events are P probability of A union B is equals to probability of A and probability of B. There is no intersection of A and B, so that is why we are not subtracting anything out of this A union B, probability of A union B. Is it clear? So we have seen all the aspects. Now we are into the conditional probability. Now the conditional probability, the probability of an event given that another event has occurred is called the conditional probability. For a certain event is happening. So for the higher humidity, rain falls. Both the things are probable, uncertain, yes or no? If humidity increases, rain starts. If rain starts, the chances of thunder are there. Yes or no?
Yes.
One dependent on another. There we have to calculate the conditional probability. Correct. So the conditional probability is the P of A and B is equals to the intersection of A and B, probability of intersection of A and B, and divided by the
Probability of
B, that is the last event, the probability of the last event. If I have three events, in that case, how the conditional probability will work? It would be probability of
A intersection B intersection C.
divided by
Probability of B into probability of C.
So if I have Markley Oil profitable and Collins Mining profitable, dependent on each other, so we have to calculate the P of AM and C, intersection C, that would be 0.36, and PM would be 0.7, so it would be 0.5143, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, the multiplication law, this is very important. The multiplication law provides a way to compute the probability of the intersection of two events. The law is written as probability of A intersection B is equals to probability of B, that is the last event, probability of the last event, multiplied by probability of AB. Correct? So for example, so if we have probability of M 0.7 and probability of C and M is 0.5143, so the probability of M intersection C would be equals to probability of M multiplied by probability of M by C, right? So it would be 0.36. So the result is the same as that obtained earlier using the definition of probability of an event. Right. So in case of Collins Mining's Markley Oil the profitable M and non-profitable M. That is your antecedent set. Non-profitable MC is your not profitable Markley oil is your what we have said. What is A and AC?
Sir, complement of an event.
Antecedent or complement set? Complement probability? Complement event, correct? Which is denoted by C, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, what will happen? If the Markley oil profitable is M, non-profitable would be your antecedent set, that is your complementary event. Complementary event is denoted as, tell me students, please speak up.
MC.
We will use C in suffix, right? So M and MC, right? So which we have calculated, which we have calculated 0.36 with calling minings and non-profitable for 0.34, right? And for non-profitable for this Markley is 0.12 and not profitable for 0.18 for Collins mining. So altogether it will become 0.52 and it will become 0.48 for Collins mining, profitable 0.48, non-profitable 0.52. Whereas Markley oil, profitable is 0.7, not profitable for 0.3. So if you see altogether, the probability will come 1. So the joint probability appear in the center of the table and the marginal probability appear in the margins of the table. So on the basis of this particular joint probability table, you can go for the investment, yes or no? Which one you should go for? Out of this Collins mining and Markley oil? What your subjective probability is telling you to do? What is your expert is asking you to do? Which one you should go for? Markley oil or Collins mining? Which one is having a higher probability of profitable? Students, please answer me. Which one is having a higher probability of becoming profitable? Students, please answer me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me which one is higher probability to become profitable? Markley oil or Collins mining?
Collins mining.
How?
Markley oil. Markley oil.
How it is?
0.7.
0.7 profitable हो रहा है. Okay, good. So in case of independent events, if the probability of event A is not changed by the existence of event B, we would say that the event A and B are independent. So two events A and B are independent if P of AB is equals to PA or P of BA is equals to PB. multiplication law for independent events. The multiplication law also can be used as a test to see if two events are independent. So the law written as P of probability of A intersection B is equals to probability of A multiplied by probability of B. So similarly, Markley Oil profitable and Collins Mining profitable are events M and C independent. So does M P of M intersection C is equals to uh, 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 probability of M multiplied by probability of C? We know probability of M intersection C is equals to 0.36. Whereas probability of M is 0.7, probability of C is 0.48, but P of M multiplied by P of C, probability of M multiplied by probability of C is equals to 0.34, which is not equals to 0.36. So hence we can say M and C are not independent. P and C, M and C are not independent. Right? So both the things are dependent with each other. Is it clear? So by this we can understand the relationship between the events as well. So mutually exclusive and independent. So do not confuse the notion of mutually exclusive events with that of independent events. Two events with non-zero probabilities cannot be both mutually exclusive and independent. So if one mutually exclusive event is known to occur, the other cannot occur. Thus, the probability of the event occurring is reduced to zero. So, and they are therefore dependent. So, two events that are not mutually exclusive might or might not be independent with each other. So we will start Bayes theorem in the next day. We will not start the Bayes theorem today. I would suggest you should read the whole presentation up to this mutually independent and dependent events very carefully. Now you can understand the gravity of this subject. So we are trying to slowly but steadily, starting the new dimensions of statistical modeling. Okay? So until unless you study at your home, you will have no clue after 2 days. मैं आपको गारंटी दे सकता हूं, आपको मिड टर्म एग्जाम तक कुछ याद नहीं रहेगा ये सब, अगर आप घर पे नहीं पढ़ेंगे. अभी जो लोग चुप है, मेरे से कोई बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, एग्जाम से पहले सबसे ज्यादा बात वो लोग मेरे साथ करेंगे. सबसे ज्यादा फोन वही लोग करेंगे मेरे को, मुझे याद है. जो अभी तक कोई भी बात नहीं किया है, वही सबसे ज्यादा मुझे फोन करेगा. सर मुझे नहीं आ रहा है कुछ. So it's better आज ही से इसको, अभी शाम से इसको, from today evening, this is very fresh which we have discussed. I will share the slides immediately after the class. You should start reading it. Can I have yes from all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
और मैं आपको बता रहा हूं, मैं एक बार बेस थ्योरम स्टार्ट कर दूंगा ना, आपको कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा, बिल्कुल भी समझ नहीं आएगा. और ये फिर आपके लिए प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. बिकॉज नेक्स्ट वीक आई एम प्लानिंग टू हैव मिड टर्म. वी विल हैव अ क्विज इन द नेक्स्ट वीक. I will declare the dates soon, by end of this week. Is it clear? So tomorrow we will complete this chapter of probability, and next week from chapter 1 to chapter 4 will be under your midterm exam. Clear? So you have to study it very carefully. We have to complete 16 chapters. Only 4 is done till today. ठीक है? अभी और 12 चैप्टर कंप्लीट करना है. ठीक है? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to pick up some pace after midterm. तो इतना स्लो मैं नहीं चलूंगा. अभी स्टार्टिंग में आप लोग थोड़ा सा इक्विप हो जाओ चीजों से. फंडामेंटल जब क्लियर हो जाएगा, then we will move really fast. आपका एंड टर्म कब है? When is your end term?
April.
Which week?
Sir, probably third week.
So we will have another 3 months, na? Almost, no, sorry, 2 months of time. Another 2 months of time, right? We are in the month of February. So 3 weeks are left in February. Sorry, 2 weeks are left, right? After this, 2 weeks will be left. 4 weeks from March and 3 weeks from April, maybe 2 weeks. So it will be 2 months of time we have. So within 2 months, we are going to cover 12 chapters. So it will be very, very fast. I spend more time on the fundamentals because if you understand the fundamentals well, we can move fast at the end. Is it clear to everyone? So people, please pay your attention to this subject. This is one of the toughest subject that you are going to handle in this term. But if you read it the way we are trying to discuss, it will be a cakewalk for you. It will become very easy for you. You will fall in love with this particular subject because it is a very scoring subject. यहाँ पे नंबर पूरी तरह से मिलता है, सब्जेक्टिव नहीं है. ठीक है? और चारों चीजें करना है, प्लस माइनस मल्टीप्लिकेशन डिवीजन, यही तो 4 चीज करना है ना?
Yes, sir.
So please read the whole slide, not the whole, up to this, before the Bayes theorem. So mutually independent and dependent events up to this. We will start Bayes theorem from next day onwards. Will you read it? Can I have yes from all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So tomorrow is a very important class. Please do not miss it. Okay? Chaliye, all the best. That's all from my side today. So we'll start Bayes theorem from today.